Hey, it's Whitney from EcoVeganGal.com, and welcome back to the EVG Uncensored channel, the channel in which I share my thoughts about a variety of different things about life. And today's video is inspired by something I've been hearing all too frequently, and I was going to post this on my business channel, which is called EVG Venture. I'll link to it down below if you haven't checked it out yet. I'm posting a lot of content now about being a mediapreneur, a blogger, content creator, anyone online creating a business. And I felt like this topic would serve you a little bit more than that audience, although I think it's best for both. So yeah, I think that thinking about this in terms of your personal and professional life is key. So hold on, I just realized, okay, good. I thought my microphone wasn't working. What I hear, did I just say sorry? If I did, that was completely unconscious, but it's perfect for this video because it's all about when we say sorry. I've, for whatever reason, been really noticing that a lot from people. I was in the grocery store last night and somebody brushed past me and immediately said, "I'm sorry," even though they barely, interrupted me. It wasn't even a big deal. And I remember thinking, are they really sorry about that? I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal. It's not like they bumped me over and I, hurt myself or dropped something or it was intentional, right? Usually when we say that we're sorry, it's supposed to mean that we did something intentionally, I think, right? I guess it depends on your definition. But that's even more, it's those type of cases, I guess it makes sense to say that I'm sorry. But the cases where I'm most curious about it are when people say it when they don't really need to. I got a text message today and somebody apologized for taking so long to get back to me and explained that they were sick. And I thought, that's so odd. Like, why are they apologizing for being sick? And I guess it makes sense that in our society, we are kind of conditioned to say these things on a regular basis. But I also just find it's so overused. So I've been really trying not to say I'm sorry too much. I want to try turning off this light for a sec. Okay, I'm sorry. It's I am actually sorry that it's a little dark, but see, I've been trying to kind of pick up on when I say that I'm sorry because I want to make sure that when I say it, I really mean it. And I feel like it's just become this thing that we say, sorry, I'm sorry. And then it's like a lot of the words that we use in our language are overused and not really in complete intention with what they actually are supposed to mean. So I'm encouraging you to really notice if you say that I'm sorry frequently. And if other people say it to you, I try to say things like, "Oh, there's no need to apologize." I wonder if that's the best response. I'm still meditating on that. Or sometimes when people say that they're sorry, we'll often say, "It's okay," which I think is nice, but in a way, sometimes we say it's okay even when it's really not okay. Like, for example, I had a meeting last week and the person was running late and they said that they were sorry. And I don't remember what I said, but I remember thinking, I know this person's going to apologize for being late. And I actually was frustrated that they were running late. So it wasn't actually appropriate for me to say it's okay. Does that make sense? Is that I want to put more intention in my words and make sure that what I'm saying is really true. It's authentic and I really mean it. Not just these fluff words, not just these patters, not just these things that we say because we've been conditioned to say them and we've been saying them for so long, but really something that is meaningful. And I feel like that has just become a huge problem, especially with younger people, is a lot of what we do and what we say and all this stuff, it tends to be very superficial, and that's kind of been acceptable. And for me, I feel like it dulls down our language, it dulls down our communication, it makes it harder to communicate. If we're constantly saying things that we don't really mean, how do people know what we actually do mean and how we actually are feeling? And how do people know when we're telling the truth? That's the other thing too. If we're saying things so frequently that we don't actually mean, in a way, it's kind of like a little lie. And thus we're not being in full integrity, and thus it's harder to trust people. I think that's another thing too, is the more that we kind of use words like I'm sorry way too much, it loses its meaning, it loses its power. And if we use other words and other phrases like that on a regular basis, I think deep down some people stop trusting us. It also shows a lack of confidence too when you say I'm sorry very frequently, or even a lack of respect. So, for example, if you're running late, just saying I'm sorry and not really meaning it also just feels a little disrespectful. For instance, earlier today, I wrote an email and it took me a really long time to get back to someone. It often does. I'm very slow with my emails because they're just not a massive priority for me most times. So I often say that I'm sorry when I actually am sorry for taking a long time, or I'll say my apologies or something like that. And I always try to infuse it with intention, especially if I say I'm so sorry. When I put that emphasis on there, I really want to mean it. And I think that going back to what I was saying about people that, especially the younger generations, what I see this happening a lot in is the text-based words. We spend so much time with text. We have emails, we have text messages, and now we have all these social media networks. That's a massive part of our communication. And I think that many people don't realize how powerful their words are, even in a text-based form. They might not be quite as powerful as when we hear them or we feel them in person, but they still have a lot of power. And I've talked so much about the power of negative comments on YouTube and how hurtful they can be to me. And it's been kind of this ongoing conversation about how people hide behind their computer screens or their mobile devices. And it's, to me, so sad. But ultimately, what that comes down to, in my opinion, is a lack of confidence. It's a major insecurity. And that's, again, why I really wanted to make this video about saying I'm sorry, because there was actually a great video. I forgot who put it out there. I'll have to look it up. It was a commercial. Let me see if I can find it. It was a commercial. Here it is. Okay. There's this whole stream of commercials right now of companies about doing women's empowerment. And if you've noticed this trend, Dove has been doing it a lot. I think Levi's or some jeans company, or no, it was Kellogg's did this video recently that was pretty clever about us not looking at the numbers in our clothing, but instead all the numbers were changed to powerful messages. It's been really cool. It's an interesting marketing technique. It's definitely working in a way. It's not getting me to want to buy Kellogg's anymore, but I really love these commercials. And so it kind of elevates the brand, in my opinion. So this video I will link to down below is Pantene. And it says, why are women always apologizing? And it's got this great montage of women apologizing for things they really shouldn't be. And there's also that it also plays on that term, sorry, not sorry, and how people will say that on social media. That's kind of like a common thing that people hashtag and all this stuff right now. I really encourage you to watch that video and reflect on everything that I've said. And the message of that video is, if we keep saying that we're sorry too much, female or male, it just dulls down our power. And again, it makes us look insecure. It makes us feel like we're not really being in integrity if we don't mean it. And it also kind of is disrespectful in a lot of ways. If we're just saying, if we kind of are mentally thinking, I'm going to do this and then I'll just apologize and they'll make it okay. I can be late. It's not a big deal. I'll be late and then I'll just apologize. I'll take a long time responding to an email and then I'll just apologize and everything will be okay. I'll bump into someone and I won't be conscious about my physical space and their physical space, and I'll just apologize. And I think that, of course, all of those things are perfectly reasonable for us to do every once in a while, right? We make mistakes. We bump into people. We're late. Things are out of our control sometimes. My point is being very conscious about how frequently you do those things and how frequently you use the word that I'm sorry, and really just honing it in. So I would love all of you to just become a little bit more conscious of that and then come back to me and let me know how that shifts things for you. And if you've already started being really aware of it, let me know in the comments right now, how has that shifted things for you? And what have you noticed about other people? And do you have any other insight about this? I just, of course, love hearing what you have to say. So let me know. Thank you so much for watching. It feels good to release that energy that I've been feeling around this, and I'm going to continue observing it in other people, but especially in myself. I find it very empowering when you pick up on these things, and then they become like these little triggers, and you can stop yourself from doing things unconsciously and really become aware about what you're doing and you're saying. That is an awesome, empowering feeling. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time watching a video on my channel, please subscribe. If you like this video, if you found it inspiring and informative and enlightening, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to check out ecovegangal.com and the main Eco Vegan Gal channel if you want to see videos about healthy vegan living. And as I mentioned, the EVG Venture channel, which is much more active now that I've launched into the Pick My Brain sessions, which you can also learn about over there or at ecovegangal.com/pickmybrain. Huge passion project for me. And then there's the What a Vegan Eats channel and even the Eco Vegan Dog channel. I have been super active on YouTube lately. So if you're missing content here, you have many other channels of mine to go to. Can't wait to hear from you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.